Do you ever feel a heavy no weighing down your spirit? A sense of resistance to your own life, to the path unfolding before you? Perhaps it's a quiet sigh in the morning, or a deep weariness when facing another challenge. This feeling, this subtle or sometimes overwhelming rejection of what is, can steal our vitality and joy, leaving us feeling adrift in a world that seems indifferent to our struggles. We long for ease, for clarity, for a life that flows without friction. Yet, reality often presents us with obstacles, disappointments, and moments of profound difficulty. It's natural to push against these, to wish things were different. But what if this very resistance is the source of our deepest suffering? What if the key to a more powerful existence lies not in changing our circumstances, but in changing our relationship to them? There's a bold, challenging, yet ultimately liberating idea, powerfully articulated by the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. It's an invitation to not just tolerate your life, but to embrace it wholly, unconditionally. To say yes, not just to the good, but to everything. This isn't about naive optimism. It's about profound, courageous affirmation. Nietzsche called this concept Amor fati, love of one's fate. It's the practice of seeing everything that has ever happened in your life, everything that is happening now, and everything that will happen as necessary. Not just acceptable, but wanted. It's a radical shift from wishing life were different to loving it exactly as it is, with all its imperfections. Imagine for a moment, what if every joy, every sorrow, every triumph, every mistake was an indispensable thread in the magnificent tapestry of your existence? What if you could look upon the entirety of your journey, the smooth and the rough, and say with your whole being, "Yes, this is my life and I affirm it all." This yes is not a passive resignation. It's not shrugging your shoulders and saying, "It is what it is." It's an active, powerful, passionate embrace. It's choosing to will what is to make it your own. This active affirmation transforms your experience from one of endurance to one of creation, even amidst hardship. But how? How do we say yes to pain, to loss, to disappointment? Nietzsche doesn't ask us to pretend these things aren't painful. He asks us to see them as integral parts of the whole, as experiences that shape us, that deepen our capacity for life itself. The shadow, after all, defines the light. Consider the artist who doesn't discard the failed brushstroke but incorporates it, making it part of the masterpiece. Our lives are similar. The moments we deem failures or hardships often hold the deepest lessons, the greatest opportunities for growth, if we choose to see them that way. They add depth and texture to our being. Saying yes to your life means acknowledging that even the most challenging chapters contribute to who you are becoming. It's about finding the hidden necessity, the unexpected gift, within the difficult. This isn't about ignoring suffering, but about transforming your relationship to it, integrating it into a larger, more meaningful narrative. Nietzsche proposed a powerful thought experiment to test this affirmation, the idea of eternal recurrence. Imagine that you would have to live this very life, with every single detail, every joy, every pain, every thought, over and over again for eternity. Would you despair, or would you exclaim, "Yes, once more"? The thought of eternal recurrence is not a prediction, but a challenge. It asks, are you living a life you would be willing to repeat endlessly? If not, what needs to change in your attitude towards it? The goal is to live in such a way that the thought of eternal repetition becomes a profound joy, a confirmation of your choices and experiences. To truly embrace Amor fati, we must look at our past without regret. Every decision, every path taken or not taken, has led you to this precise moment. To wish parts of it away is to wish away parts of yourself. Instead, can you see the intricate chain of events that forged you and affirm it? This doesn't mean you can't learn from the past or strive to make different choices in the future. It means accepting the past as it was, as a necessary teacher. The wisdom gained from even painful experiences becomes a treasure, something you wouldn't trade, because it has made you who you are. Saying yes to the present moment then becomes paramount. It means being fully here, not lost in regrets about the past or anxieties about the future. It's about engaging with what is, right now, with your full attention and energy. This present moment is where your power to affirm truly lies. When you encounter difficulty, instead of immediately resisting, try a gentle inquiry. What can I learn here? How can this make me stronger? How can I say yes even to this? This shifts you from a victim mentality to one of active participation and growth. Saying yes is an act of courage. It takes strength to look at the harsh realities of life, suffering, injustice, loss, and not be crushed by them, but to instead affirm life's value despite them, or even because of the depth they add to our experience. This isn't about suppressing negative emotions. Feel the grief, the anger, the frustration, but then see if you can hold these feelings within a larger embrace of acceptance for the entirety of your human experience. The yes encompasses all emotions, validating them as part of life's richness. The freedom that comes from Amor fati is immense. When you stop fighting reality, when you stop wishing things were different, you liberate an enormous amount of energy. This energy can then be used to create, to love, to experience life more fully, rather than being drained by constant resistance. You become, in a sense, a co-creator with fate, not by controlling external events but by mastering your internal response to them. Your yes becomes a powerful statement. I choose this. I will find meaning here. I will make this part of my strength. This perspective helps dismantle feelings of victimhood. If you actively will what happens, even the difficult things, then you are no longer a passive recipient of fate, but an active shaper of your experience of it. The power shifts back to you. Saying yes again and again is a practice. It's not a one-time decision, but a continuous orientation towards life. Each day offers new opportunities to affirm, to embrace, to love what is. Some days it will be easier than others, and that too is part of the process to affirm. Start small. Notice the moments when you instinctively say no to something, a minor inconvenience, an unexpected change of plans. Can you pause, breathe, and try to find a yes in that moment? Perhaps a yes to flexibility or a yes to the unexpected. When faced with a bigger challenge, remember the idea of the necessary. Ask yourself, if this experience were absolutely essential for my growth, for the unfolding of my unique story, how would I meet it? This reframing can unlock hidden strength and resilience. Celebrate your yes moments. When you successfully navigate a difficulty with acceptance, when you find joy in the ordinary, acknowledge it. This reinforces the pattern, making it easier to choose affirmation next time. Each yes builds momentum. This philosophy doesn't mean you stop striving for improvement or working towards goals. It means you do so from a place of acceptance of the present, not from a place of dissatisfaction or rejection. Your actions become infused with a different quality, less desperate, more grounded. The again and again in our title is crucial. Life will continuously present us with new circumstances, new invitations to say yes or no. Amor fati is a lifelong companion, a way of meeting each dawn, each challenge, each joy with an open heart. There is a profound beauty in a life fully affirmed, a life where nothing is rejected, where every element is seen as contributing to the whole. It's a life lived with intensity, with passion, and with a deep sense of peace that comes from radical acceptance. This yes can transform suffering, not by eliminating it, but by changing its meaning. When you choose to affirm even the painful parts, they cease to be mere burdens and can become sources of profound wisdom and strength, forging you into a more resilient and compassionate being. So the invitation from Nietzsche and from the deepest part of ourselves is to experiment with this yes, to see what happens when you meet your life in all its complexity with an open, affirmative heart, to love your fate and in doing so to truly become who you are. This is not a call to passivity but to the highest form of activity, the creation of meaning and value in your own existence. By saying yes again and again, you declare that your life, exactly as it is is worthy of being lived, loved, and willed. Consider the weight lifted when you cease to fight against the unchangeable. The energy once spent in frustration, regret, or denial becomes available. This reclaimed energy is the fuel for creation, for love, for engaging with the world in a more vibrant way. Think of your life's narrative. If you were the author, would you edit out the difficult chapters? Or would you see that those very chapters give the story its depth, its tension, and ultimately its triumph? Amor Fati invites you to be the affirming author of your own epic. The again and again also speaks to the nature of life cycles. Joy follows sorrow, sorrow may follow joy. To say yes is to embrace this rhythm, to find stability not in unchanging circumstances, but in your unwavering affirmation of the dance itself. This path requires courage, the courage to face reality without illusion, yet to love it still. It's the courage of the tightrope walker who accepts the abyss below, focusing instead on the beauty of the line they tread and the strength within them. When you say yes to your life, you are also saying yes to your own inherent strength. You acknowledge that you possess the capacity to meet whatever comes your way, not by being impervious to pain, but by integrating all experiences into a stronger, wiser self. Nietzsche's philosophy here is not about finding happiness in the conventional sense, but about finding a profound sense of meaning and power. Happiness can be fleeting, but the strength derived from affirming all of life is enduring. Practice gratitude not just for the obvious blessings, but for the challenges that have shaped you. Thank you, difficulty, for teaching me resilience. Thank you, uncertainty, for teaching me faith. This gratitude is a form of yes. This affirmation extends to others as well. When we accept our own full humanity, imperfections and all, we become more capable of accepting the full humanity of those around us. Our yes to ourselves can radiate outwards. The again and again is a reminder that each moment is a fresh start, a new opportunity to choose this path of affirmation. You don't have to get it right all the time. Simply returning to the intention to say yes is the practice itself. To live in this way is to be deeply alive. It is to engage with the world not from a place of fear or resentment, but from a place of profound love for existence itself, in all its messy, beautiful, terrible, and wonderful forms. The core of this wisdom is that your inner state is not solely determined by outer circumstances. By choosing to say yes, you reclaim your sovereignty over your own experience, finding freedom even when external conditions are restrictive. Think of moments where you felt truly powerful. Were they moments of easy victory, or moments where you overcame significant adversity with courage and grace? Often, our deepest sense of strength comes from navigating the difficult with an affirmative spirit. Saying yes is not about endorsing injustice or harm. It's about affirming your capacity to respond constructively, to learn, to grow, and to work towards change from a place of inner strength and acceptance of what is, rather than being paralyzed by what should be. The more you practice this affirmation, the lighter your burdens can feel, not because the burdens themselves change, but because your relationship to them transforms. What was once crushing can become a weight you are strong enough to carry or even transform. Embracing Amor Fati can feel like coming home to yourself, to the entirety of your being. It's a radical self-acceptance that includes your light, your shadow, your strengths, and your vulnerabilities, all woven into the beautiful fabric of your unique life. Ask yourself, what if everything that has happened to me, good and bad, has perfectly prepared me for this moment and for whatever comes next? This question can shift your perspective from regret to readiness, from bitterness to empowerment. This philosophy encourages a deep engagement with life, rather than a detached observation. You are not just a spectator to your fate. You are an active participant, willing it, loving it, and thereby shaping your experience of it. The richness of life comes from its contrasts: joy and sorrow, success and failure, love and loss. To say yes to life is to embrace this full spectrum, to understand that one cannot exist without the other, like the interplay of light and shadow in a masterpiece. Nietzsche's call to say yes is ultimately a call to self-overcoming, to overcome the small, fearful self that wants to reject parts of life, and to step into a larger, more courageous self that can embrace the totality of existence. In every yes, there is an act of creation. You are not just accepting what is, you are actively creating your experience of it as meaningful, as necessary, as part of your unique path. This is the artist's approach to life itself. This journey of affirmation isn't about achieving a perfect state of constant bliss. It's about cultivating a resilient and loving posture towards whatever life brings. It's about the quality of your yes in the face of both sunshine and storm. Saying yes to your life can be the most profound act of self-love. It is acknowledging that you are worthy of your own story, every single chapter of it. It is standing by yourself for yourself, through thick and thin. What if today you chose to look for reasons to say yes? Not to ignore challenges, but to find within them, or alongside them, something to affirm. A moment of beauty, an act of kindness, your own quiet strength. This affirmation is an antidote to nihilism, to the feeling that life is meaningless. By choosing to love your fate, you imbue your life with meaning, a meaning you create from within, rather than waiting for it to be bestowed from without. The again and again part of this journey recognizes that we are human. We will falter, we will forget, we will fall back into old patterns of no. The practice is to gently, compassionately bring ourselves back to yes each time. Amor fati is not about forcing positivity. It's about finding an authentic yes that resonates with your deepest truth, even if that truth includes acknowledging pain. It's a courageous alignment with reality. This profound yes can ripple through your entire being, affecting how you see the world, how you interact with others, and how you meet your own inner landscape. It is a fundamental shift in your orientation to existence. Consider this. Your life, with all its unique twists and turns, is a singular masterpiece in the grand gallery of existence. To say yes to it is to appreciate its inimitable beauty, its irreplaceable value. Nietzsche's wisdom here offers not an escape from life, but a deeper immersion into it. A way to live more fully, more courageously, and more authentically, by embracing the totality of what it means to be human. The challenge and the reward is to make yes your default response to the unfolding mystery of your life. To meet each moment, not with fear or resistance, but with an open heart and a spirit of profound affirmation. This practice of saying yes can begin very simply. Notice your breath. Can you say yes to this breath, this moment of aliveness? Can you extend that yes to the feeling of your body, to the sounds around you? Start with the immediate, the tangible. When you catch yourself in a loop of negative thought, gently interrupt it. Ask, is there another way to see this? Is there something here I can affirm, even if it's just my own ability to endure or learn? This is a small act of saying yes. Reflect on past challenges that you overcame. Recognize the strength and wisdom you gained. This historical evidence of your resilience is a powerful foundation for saying yes to current and future difficulties. You've done it before. You can do it again. Allow yourself to feel joy fully when it comes. Don't diminish it with worry about when it will end. Say a wholehearted yes to joy, to beauty, to love. This strengthens your capacity to affirm all aspects of life. Saying yes does not mean you won't feel pain. It means you choose not to add a layer of resistance or bitterness on top of the pain. You allow it to be, to move through you, knowing that it too is part of the sacred tapestry. The ultimate aim of Amor fati is a state of being where you wouldn't want anything to be different. Not one joy, not one sorrow, not one mistake. For all of it has made you who you are, and all of it is part of the magnificent, terrible, beautiful whole. This yes is your most powerful declaration of freedom. Freedom from regret, freedom from fear of the future, freedom from the tyranny of wishing things were other than they are. It is the freedom to be fully, authentically, and powerfully yourself. So take this idea into your day. Friedrich Nietzsche's call to say yes to your life, again and again, is an invitation to a more profound, more courageous, and more deeply satisfying way of being. What will your yes look like today? Embrace your story, all of it. The triumphs, the stumbles, the laughter, the tears. For in this complete acceptance, this loving affirmation, lies not only peace, but an unshakable strength and a boundless capacity to engage with the wonder of your own existence. Say yes, not as a command, but as a gentle opening. An opening to the beauty, the challenge, the mystery, and the sheer gift of being alive. Again and again, may you find your way to this profound, life-affirming yes.